Spokeshave is pretty cool toy, but even this toy needs sometimes a little bit of sharpening. There are different mechanisms how do you sharpen the Spokeshave, but essentially it's the same process as you would do normally with any other blades. The only problem and challenge actually with the Spokeshaves is the length of the blade. Because it's a very small, it's actually harder to sharpen. And the reason is if you try to use a jig, you're basically not gonna have enough clamping length to do the sharpening. And what the people do is sometimes they create some simple jig, basically attaching the blade to a piece of wood and then using the jig. I kind of gave up on using my jig, even though I have it somewhere. It's basically got broken. So what I'm trying to do is just trying to use it to freehand and just carefully holding it. Even though it's small, it's kind of inconvenient to hold, as you will see in a second, but still possible. Let me start. I have a set of stones here, 400,000, and the other one is 3,000 and 8,000. They have been soaking in water for some time. I will start with the coarsest stone that I have, which is 400. Before I start, I actually gonna flatten it. I really wanted to buy the diamond stone for a long time, but just because this set I have already, I kind of don't want to spend time. And kind of everything is fine with the stones, with one exception, is creating a mess. As you can see, I haven't started yet, but already created a mess. And I hope I will find the angle, not too wrong. And let me start. The important part is to put fingers, as many fingers as you can, to the edge of the blade, so you kind of have a equal pressure, or at least reasonable amount of pressure along the edge. That's kind of one of the very important steps. And I'm trying to use my hand to define the angle. And I'll add a little bit water. This is the standard trick you would use just to mark up the edges with the permanent marker, so you know where exactly you're honing. So this was the original angle, this is a little bit more, and as you can see, I'm doing exactly in the middle, so I have to raise again. Temporarily stop, I'll switch to 1000, again hone it. Basically make it flat and try to get burned this time. Pretend that I'm done. I kind of want to go just directly to 8,000. I did before going 3,000 and then 8,000, but I kind of don't see much value of doing this gradual stuff. I just need to raise maybe a tiny bit more. Okay, this way. And this way. Okay, now it's really heavy burr everywhere, and I'm polishing on this side and to equal the stone on this side. And kind of done with the stones. The last operation, previous to the last operation, is to do the cleanup. And the last operation is just to hold it. I have this very dirty piece of leather. I'll put a little bit more green compound, even though I don't really need that much. And exactly the same operation. Exactly the same operation. And about 20 strokes and 10 strokes. Okay, I don't know why I did 30, but I did 30. And just 2 on this side. And twisting. Wow, this is super sharp. Very satisfying result. Assembly of the Spokeshave is extremely simple because there's literally only 3 pieces: the Spokeshave itself, the blade, and the cap iron. One thing for this type of the Spokeshave, this is equivalent of Stanley 151. The blade, the edge, goes down, so not up but down, so like on a regular bench plane. So you put in there, put a cap iron, and basically that's it. So one thing that I will do, I will just sight exposure of the blade is from the surface, and I'll just try to adjust a little bit. Okay, I will adjust while in the project, but I really want to have very tiny amount. Okay, and that's it. So now Spokeshave is ready to use and extremely sharp. Yay! Let's try it. In any case, Spokeshave Sharp works. Use it and subscribe to my channel.